Yo, so incredible Earthlings. Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are a wonderful soul, man. And like an Englishman once said, wise one, that together we can do great things, but divided we fall. It's why here we believe in unity, peace, forgiveness, and unconditional love. We react together through different types of videos, all types of videos, with the intentions of spreading love across the whole world. Straight out of Africa with good vibes. Lots of good vibes. Kindly hit the like button, watch till the end, and help spread good vibes. Let's dive in, man.
On his way home, a man saw a bird trapped in the river, so he rescued it. Feeling pity for the bird, the man brought it home and quickly helped it dry its feathers. From then on, the little fellow ate and drank well every day, and they became good friends after getting acquainted. Once the little one's health recovered, it smiled happily. When it was time to release it and bid farewell, the man made sure it was well fed and satisfied before letting it go. The next day, the man opened the door to a surprising sight. The little one had come back. Unexpectedly, it brought its family along. In the days that followed, the little fellow often visited, and the man even customized a hat for it. This wonderful connection became unstoppable from that moment on.
Hey, that's a very good start, man. Good
As
vibes
above,
till the end.
so below, as within, so without. That's the law of correspondence. It is not Solomon's, David's, Billy, or whoever.
Of correspondence.
Of correspondence, the law of correspondence. As above, so below. Whatever is going on in your head is going on in your body. Whatever is going on inside your body is going on outside in your life. That's the way it's immediately relevant. Then it gets to be whatever's going on in the heavens is going on the earth. Whatever's going on the inside of the heavens is going on the inside of you in your spiritual, astral, invisible body. You keep that universal principle as you look at things moving in your world to comprehend why, how. Because the law of correspondence keeps working.
Huh. Okay. Schumann resonance frequency on water. Oh, look at this, man. 7.8 hertz frequency on earth and on water. Look at this. This is amazing and incredible, man. People can form patterns on water and on stone using some frequency. Oh my God. Oh, is this sound engineering or what do you call it? The December frequency on Earth. The Earth is calling for higher frequencies. Oh my God. It's like time you guys start to vibrate high. You see? We vibrate with good vibes. Love, peace, forgiveness, all that. Those are good vibes and they bring high vibrations. You see? Let's vibrate high, all of us together, and we can do incredible stuff. Much love to yourself, man. Watch till the end. Oh, look at this creature here. What is this now? See, these people really surprise me. They go out there and find creepy stuff. Very creepy stuff sometimes. And I wonder how these guys only find this stuff in all places that I don't know. You see, myself, we have been trying here, moving. You see, reaching here to do these videos. I come to the city, and there's a friend of mine here that we really work with, the one that helps in bringing these fruits, carrying them. You see, now that guy, we have traveled a lot here and there, even searching for food. You see, and we have never come across stuff like this, or anything creepy that we can document or tell people a story or something like that. But I'm surprised some good vibes humans walk around just randomly and come across stuff like this, artifacts or stuff from that looks like they're extraterrestrial. Huh. So, or do you guys have some map that directs people where this stuff are, or how does it happen? Or these tools that you guys have for detecting this stuff? Please leave some comment. You see, what do you think this is now that this guy is digging up? Oh my god. It looks like a stone made of bones or something like that. This is really creepy. This does not look like it is from Earth, man. You see, I've never seen such type of
NASA
stone.
captured heaven in an image. Pay attention and listen, because NASA found heaven using the Hubble telescope. Look.
A galactic heaven. When we thought 2020 couldn't get any crazier. Okay, the Hubble telescope launched back in 1990. 4 years later, 1994, we get that image right there. Okay, shot back down to Earth from the Hubble telescope. Now, what did NASA do? Of course, they tried to hide it, but it didn't work.
Huh. Do you think that is heaven?
These photographs were from the West Coast in the 1880s. You can tell by looking at the trees they went through something catastrophic. Stripped of their limbs, leaves, just tore apart. And my question to you is, what on earth would cause a lumberjack to stop felling trees right in the middle of chopping? This is destruction you see right here. But what you see right here is an unfinished job. And lumberjacks don't do unfinished jobs. They finish their jobs. And those lumberjacks were giants. That should be easy to see by the size of the single cut you see in this tree right here. That's either one chop or one slice with a hell of a big chainsaw. Either way, this old-timer had nothing to do with cutting it down. He, and like many others, stumbled upon empty groves of felled trees, half-chopped down trees, and blown down trees, but without a doubt had nothing to do with these cuts, nor did they have anything to do with those cuts. And for damn sure they did not fell all those trees and get them into a logging area. In this area of Deming, Washington, you had a population of a little over 300. Here in Humboldt County, you had a population of a little over 2,900. Neither could support this kind of logging operation, nor inflict these kind of cuts. But what caused this damage? Something stopped them right in the middle of their work. It seemed to be all over the globe with these abandoned cities too. From Moscow, St. Petersburg, San Francisco, they're empty. They're all empty. Even Kansas City in this time, completely covered under 50, 60 feet of mud. Again, all over our country, even in Lubbock, Texas, empty abandoned buildings, repurposed into universities, but not built, founded. Empty, not built, founded. Not built, founded. Which leads me to believe that these were the generations of the orphans. Yes, the orphans from the orphan trains that were sent out west. The numbers will stagger your mind. Millions were sent out west. Over the course of 70 years, the cities were built out and developed, but they were completely empty. These orphans had a run of the mill. Nothing, no one to tell them what to do. These empty cities you see, this is where they went. And the ones that didn't stay there, they went out into the countryside. And generation after generation of orphans is what you see. They didn't chop these down. They had nothing to do with it. They probably finished chopping down some that were half done. The ones that were weren't blown over by whatever catastrophe, but they didn't saw that in half. It's impossible with the tools they have right there. It leads you to believe that, one, something happened. It was catastrophic. Two, these children were soon out there to repopulate, and they grew, and they had generations and generations and generations. We are the ancestors of the orphans. Can you imagine how quickly this was repopulated with these teenagers and youngsters out there alone with no supervision? Sex was at the forefront of any 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old because there's no adults out there. There was a plan put in place by some controllers to take advantage of the empty realm and populate it with what is the most easy to indoctrinate of all, a child. And that's what they did. I believe Lenin even said it. You give me a generation of youth, and I will change history. And they did here. Whoever made these cuts got interrupted. And the lumberjack, as I said before, is a professional. They don't stop in mid-chop. Something stopped them. I may not have the answers, but I damn sure have the questions. And they're relevant. Share it with me.
What do you think about that?
سبحان الله. شوفوا كيف الحمامة.
Oh my god.
Never put hydrogen peroxide on a cut.
Okay man, I've been tagged in this video enough. I'm going to make a breakdown of this and why this is not such a good idea. The original caption for this video says, "Never put hydrogen peroxide on cuts." Shows this guy with a small abrasion on his hand, and he's pouring a small capful of hydrogen peroxide on top of it. We can see a bubbling reaction of the hydrogen peroxide, and then this guy making a strained face, acting like he's trying not to scream. Now first and foremost, hydrogen peroxide does not hurt when you put it on your cuts the same way that alcohol might. So this right here, just for the memes. Another huge misconception about hydrogen peroxide when you put it on your cuts is when it's bubbling like this, that means there's an infection. This is really not the case though. Hydrogen peroxide bubbles on all cuts regardless of whether or not it's infected. But probably the biggest misconception of all is that putting hydrogen peroxide on cuts is helpful. It's actually not helpful at all, and it delays the healing process because it damages the tissues further. Same goes for alcohol too. So if you get a cut, just wash it with soap and water, put some sort of antibiotic on it, and then a band-aid, and you're good.
Oh my god. Why would you put that on your wood?
Excuse me, miss. I am lost. Miss? Just tap her shoulder. Oh, sorry. What's that? Tequila what? That word I knew. Beg your pardon? Yeah, no habla español. Yeah, no habla español. Listen, you look upset. I got separated from my cruise ship, and oh, that looks so good. I'm sorry. I hadn't eaten in 3 days. This local cuisine is outstanding. This guacamole's so green, and is there queso? I may not leave here. I kind of like it here. Yeah, forget Ohio. What you doing, Lenny? Frank, I dropped my keys down in there.
Oh, bummer. Did you call the locksmith?
I would, but when I used my phone as a flashlight, I dropped it in there too. Hey, in fact, can you give me a ride? I gotta get going.
Well, that's good vibes. Yo, look at this. Some scary footage found. Can you explain this? Good people of us, please let's help one another to understand what is going on here. You see, if you can explain this, please leave some comment there. Oh my god, because this is really creepy. It's like there's some underground there on the road. Oh my god, what is that? And look at this now. Is there some place in snow? What is happening? It's like there's some road there below the snow. Oh my god, this is creepy. This looks like another world down there. Oh man, look at that. What is that thing? What is that thing there that is doing that? Oh my god, this is scary. Oh man, and this looks like some cave. Oh, Hey, look at this. It's like there's something below the drainage and the kid is... Good people of us, is that real? Please give your thoughts on that, man.
So the story is about 8:45 in the morning. The dispatcher gets a call from range control, a technical sergeant from range control. And he says, I'm reporting an event that occurred at LF21 and LF10, two different sites in the same location. And what he said was the contractors working on site called range control, and they said there was a gigantic floating red square over LF21 at low altitude. And they were just standing there watching this thing.
Was it a three-dimensional object? It just appeared to be a square, and it just couldn't tell?
There were three contractors that worked for Boeing that saw this object, and they wrote sworn written statements. To the best of my recollection, it was a somewhat flattened square plane, and basically just a big square object, the size of a football field, silently floating over the launch pad.
Wow. Red
in color, glowing this red color. So as far as I know, it wasn't a cube. It was like a flattened square.
Got it.
At 8:45, the call came in from range control. They said the contractors say there's this gigantic floating red square over the launch facility. And the flight chief and the senior patrolman drove out to the facility, and they met the contractors. And then later, they brought in the technical sergeant from range control that called in the initial call, that received the complaint from the contractor saying there's this UFO. They brought that person in and had him write a written statement. I have his written statement. And I also have the blotter entry. And I'm just like, okay, this is crazy, you know. I was like completely like excited about the event because it was real.
Oh my God. Oh, that is scary, man.
I was today years old when I found out.
The Watchers. The Watchers are angels that have been appointed by the Lord, and they sit in the heavenly places, almost like watching eyes, like eyes that the Lord has set around the rim of the earth. And they watch the earth according to the command of the Lord Jesus, and they write down everything that happens in it. Everything that you and I do is written down in the books. So if you've ever heard in the Bible that the court was called and the elders were seated and the books were open and you were thinking, oh no, it's just the book of life. No, I submit to you that there are multiple books that will be opened at the end of time. Our lives are recorded in excruciating detail. And this is how God can confidently say to all humanity, say to all flesh, we will answer for every idle word. We will answer for every deed. We will answer for everything that we left undone. We will answer for every thought. If you're wondering how will God know every thought, don't think that just because God is omniscient, that he's taking the time to watch you with camera eyes. No, all of this stuff is what is considered petty stuff, and it is assigned to a class of angels called the Watchers. And the reason the Watchers fell is that these ones in the book of Enoch, the Watchers keeping their eyes on the earth to simply record. A group of Watchers became transfixed, and this is things that the Lord has taught me personally. They became transfixed by watching what God called human interactions, particularly the act of love. The act of love that is only supposed to be practiced between a married man and a married woman. The angels became very perplexed by watching this act in which human beings give and take love, fellowship, intimacy, and togetherness. And they began to ponder on it. What is it that human beings draw from this? What is it that humanity finds from this? Why do they become the way that they become when they fall in love? And this is what inserted a hook into the heart of this class of angels and what eventually led to their fall.
Oh, good verbs, man.
Okay, we're hearing more and more about this Miami Mall, the creatures, the aliens, all this stuff. Well, I've come across some other footage somebody sent me, and this is a witness that says he saw the whole thing go down. He saw a portal open, or he saw some crazy mechanism that these kids had that looked like some little device that they were using, and they opened up this thing and this creature steps out. Now, is he making this up? I can't tell you that he is. I checked in with David Eckhart, who was a friend of mine, and David believes they saw something. David believes they saw something. You know, I'm not going to say I haven't seen any footage yet that shows anything. I know we have the testimonies. Sometimes the testimonies are better. My mind stays open. I stay open-minded. So when I start to see other stuff, I always want to share it with you guys. So watch this witness, and then we'll comment afterwards.
This is what happened. This is what I'll draw you what happened. This is what happened. Okay? There's a whole bunch of you know, teens, right? You know, a whole bunch of teens, and they had this little fucking box, like a little DVD player type thing, right? And they were like, yeah, watch, go ahead. And there was a whole bunch of them. They looked all nerdy. They weren't like thugged out. They all dressed nice and shit or whatever, but, you know, they were just right there, combo and shit. And a lot of them had like backpacks, and some of them had like weird ass glasses, like welding glasses. And I was like, what the fuck? And the other guy was like, just go ahead and plug it in. I mean, we're right here, we're safe, you know. And so somebody plugged this shit in, and it started flickering. Right? Because there was a column right here. You know, I was over here on the top. I was up here on the top of the level. They were down here, and I was watching them from over here. Okay? So this shit started flickering, and it was flicking the rows of lights right here. All these lights were flickering. Then it started popping. When it started popping, everybody from over here started running this way to see, because everybody was nosy. And as soon as it started popping, this thing started glowing, and it started going like a force field. Woo, 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 woo. And everybody that was behind this, that I was seeing, everybody looked like this. Like digital. Like it was being disrupted by the wave. Only right here. Not right here. Everything else was still flickering. Right here was still popping. People were running. As soon as they got close and they see how this thing was moving, everybody started going this way. When they started going this way, these guys started backing up, because from this, it started glowing, and it looked like somebody put a foot out like that. And then somebody put a hand out like that, and then all you see was this. All you see was like this, an image like that. That's all I seen.
Okay, I see what he's saying. I see this. I'm not saying that it wasn't a portal. Look, we see a lot of things happen. There's interdimensional beings all around us. You just don't see them. There's portals all over this planet. There's portals all over this planet that you don't see. They enter into the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension. And I'm telling you right now, there's entities everywhere. But let's go back to the report. The report said there were fireworks being displayed inside the mall, the Bayside Air Mall, and that they were shooting these fireworks. People thought they were firearms, and people were going crazy. That's why all the cops showed up, because they thought it was all of these weapons being used. Is it possible that this witness, and we're going to look at two things, is it possible that this witness is describing fireworks? Okay, it's luminous, it looks like they're digital behind this. Yeah, okay, fireworks. Or was this a device they had, like he said? They had backpacks, and they're not really teens. They're something else. And they were demonstrating this to make a statement, because this is something into a new era. This is something that they're going to start showing themselves. And just, you look at CERN, you look at Switzerland, you look at all the things going on there, and you know they're talking to these entities. You know they are. So you have to question it. I understand, because I do. I question everything. You've got one or two things. Either this was fireworks, this was a bunch of teens being silly, and the police showed up because they thought it was weapons? Or was this guy witnessing a portal and something coming out of it, and they had opened this portal because they had already connected with this thing, and they were trying to release it into our dimension? Leave your comments.
Oh my god, that's some creepy stuff, man. Please leave some comments. Look at this. What's going on? Some guy with a pen here, and he inserts the pen in what? In T. Oh my god.
Did this person prove that fairies are real?
I'm very sorry, and the last thing I want to do is burst your bubble, but these right here are not fairies. This is a very niche TikTok video that I got tagged in that didn't have very many views or likes, and this person right here is asking if they found fairies in their backyard. When they zoom in, you guys can see these insects right here, and I'll be honest, these do look like fairies, and people have actually photographed these in the past thinking they were fairies. You guys might be familiar with this photo right here that also captures insects that look like fairies, and the story behind this is that some Manchester University professor captured fairies on camera. You'll notice that this structure looks extremely similar to what we looked at the beginning of this video. The insect that's known for looking like fairies are known as midges. The reason that they have this shape when they fly is that their legs hang down, and from far away it kind of looks like a humanoid figure. You're more likely to find these hatches during the morning or evening, and they are very common, so if you go outside, you might actually end up seeing these. But hey, if you want to believe that these are fairies, I'm not stopping you, because honestly, it would be dope if they did exist.
Do you believe in fairies? Do they exist?
Can you say hello? Hello? Good morning. Say hello. Can you say hello? Hello? Can you say hello? Hello? Oh, good bird. Hello. 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 Oh, say hello. 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 Hello, hello. Hello.
Here's my favorite lesson of 2023. The cure is in the disease. What does that mean? Here's just a very practical example. My wood-burning stove has soot on the window. It's very, very hard to get off. You can rub it, you can scrub it. I've tried Windex, I've tried different chemicals. I've asked around, somebody said you can get a wax. All these outside sources to get soot off of the window. You know what works magic? Ash. Literal just ash from the fireplace. Dip it in some water, put on a paper towel, and it melts right off, like magic. And there are countless examples of this all throughout nature. The antidote for snake bite is in snake venom. And it just makes me think, how many of our problems are we looking to solve with outside sources? Outside medicines, outside help, when really if we just looked directly into the problem, we would actually find the solution, the cure. Obviously, sometimes, outside medicine, outside help is necessary, but what else in life can we solve by looking directly into the heart of the problem and looking for clues there? May 2024 be full of solutions and cures, and I wish you all the very best. Happy New Year.
Oh, interesting, Adrings. Thanks for watching up to this family. You see that good vibes guy, what he was saying, makes a lot of sense. You see, the cure for what we are looking for outside there is within us, is within ourselves. Like for example, all this chaos and madness that you see around, we can cure it by love, peace, forgiveness, and unity. You see, that way if we unite all of us, there will be no people with the bad intentions towards others, and we all have one others and be one. You see, good vibes to you. Thanks for watching up to this far. Leave some comment there, press the like button, the super thanks if possible, and just be some good vibes human from wherever you are. You see,